What's going on, everybody? I'm Primal Liquid and welcome to my guide for Disgaea 4 Complete Plus. In this video I'm going to explain to you guys how to create a perfect weapon, and this is completely different to every other Disgaea game. You can't just go through an endless number of floors like in Disgaea 5, nor do you have to constantly reset and level up to achieve the highest possible stats, which are actually nowhere near the cap like other Disgaea games. Even the original Disgaea 4 was different. Back then, for weapons, you would typically manage to cap one stat, and then be left with low stats for all the others. Not anymore. We can now cap every stat at 2.1 million. Even more so, we can do it without wasting bills on them, so you can increase something else. Now, before we start, I do have a video on how to get all the best weapons, so be sure to check that out if you want to know what the best weapon actually is. So, without further ado, let's start, shall we? So, for the sake of this video, I'll be doing the Great Ball Horn. However, the steps taken in this video are completely the same for all other weapons. Now, to start with, I suggest putting in 6 innocents to the weapon. It doesn't matter if they're subdued or not, but you want 1 for each stat. If you have a non-stat innocent on the weapon, use an enforcer to remove it. You don't actually have to do this step, but it does save a little time later. So I personally suggest it, but again, it's fine if you don't. It'll just take a little longer to max out. Next, make sure you have some Mr. Gensi exits. For the first stage of weapon maxing, we're going to need 10 of them. Okay, let's jump into the item world. You don't need to worry about killing all monsters like in Disgaea 5. There are, however, a few other things to note. Make sure to go into every single mystery gate and make sure to collect every level sphere. Finally, if you get the fortune teller room, regardless of result, keep speaking to him to challenge him to a fight for an extra level. Also, every 5 floors there is a split with 2 gates you can take. You can either do the item route or the innocent route. You always want the item route. Now, the item route is the gate with a sword image hovering over it. Okay, go to floor 10 and kill the item general, then immediately use against the exit to exit the item world. Now save the game. Seriously, this is super important. Okay, now go back into the item and kill the general a second time and advance into the item gate. At this point, there is 3 possible outcomes. You'll either get a box asking if you want to leave to base, or proceed to next stage. If you get this, then reset. The other 2 options will involve you going to the Innocent Town. In the Innocent Town, there is a chance for a Senate NPC being there to pass bills for the item. However, he is not always here. If he isn't here, then reset. So, in other words, keep resetting, killing the item general each time, and going into the item gate each time until you get the Innocent Town with the Senate NPC there. Okay, now for weapons. There are only 2 bills we should care about: attack range and HP growth. In the video, I choose HP growth to show what the total HP looks like. However, don't choose this. You see, in Land of Carnage or against user pirates, you're going to either one-shot or get one-shot. It doesn't matter how much HP you have. You can never have enough. Some people like going for HP, however, even maxed out on weapons and armor. With max stats and a normal non-starred ball will still one-shot you every time, which makes HP pointless. So the best build to pass is actually attack range. You could also go for extra counter hits, but I mean, everything is going to die in 1 hit anyway, so counters is pointless. This is why we choose attack range. Don't worry about the stat bills, we're going to cap stats on the gear anyway, which results in characters having the maximum 99,999,999 in all stats, even with 0 stat bills. So, for the 3rd time, choose attack range. Okay, once the bill is passed, continue on to the next floor, and then keep heading down, choosing the item gate on floor 15, and finally, once you hit floor 20, kill the general, Gensi out, and save. Because it's time for more RNG, because we need to get the Innocent Town with the Senate yet again, so keep resetting until you get it. Again, pass the attack range bill, and then continue on. Now it's just a case of repeating this until floor 30. Once you get to floor 30, kill the king, Gensi out and put a 7th innocent on the item. Choose a stat that you don't have an innocent for on it already. Okay, once that's done, save the game and go back into the item, kill the king and reset until you get the innocent town with the Senate NPC. Again, pass the attack range bill. Now, before continuing on, leave the item. Because we killed the king a second time, we can now put on the 8th and final innocent for the final stat. So now you should have a single innocent for each main stat, including HP and SP. Amount of innocents per stat don't matter. 1 or 19,998 will be the same. Just don't use dual stat innocents. They don't work. Okay, now it's a case of repeating all of this until floor 60. Making sure to pass attack range bills each time, Gensing out and double killing the generals. And always choosing the item growth path. Now, on floor 60, don't worry about saving, because you see, because we got the Senate NPC on floor 10, it means the NPC will never appear on floor 60. So all you need to do is kill the king on floor 60, Gensi out, and go straight back in. Kill the king a second time, go into the item growth, and continue on until floor 70. At floor 70, we need to do the whole resetting business one final time, because we can get one more Senate NPC here, bringing our total to 6 bills passed. In this case, they should all be attack bills. Once this is done, continue down the item until floor 99. Make sure to Gensi out every 10 floors though to double kill the bosses. So, on floor 99, Gensi out of the item. At this point, it should be at the very least level 200. Typically though, it would be between 220 and 250. In some cases, if you are lucky, it can be as high as 280. Now, before we go into the final floor 100, we're going to get all the remaining levels to get the weapon to level 300. We do this by reverse pirating. So go to the pirate NPC, build your ship, and try to go for a semi-big one with a lot of turns available. 5+ turns is good. Next, go back to the item world NPC and select reverse pirate. The idea here is simple. Get the red and yellow level spheres onto your pirate ship. Yellow are worth 10 levels and red are 15 levels, meaning we can get 25 levels per pirate floor, and at this point we have 4 floors to pirate. Stage 20, 40, 60 and 80. Do this until you finally get to level 300. Okay, your weapon is now max level, but it starts on nowhere near 2.1 million, and the only thing we can do now is kill the final item god, but that won't give us 2 million stats, will it? Nope, it won't. But what if we kill that item god 200+ times, getting a bonus each time? Yeah, that'll work. The downside is you need a lot of Gensi Exceeds. The amount varies on the weapon you want to cap, but typically you're talking about 250 on average. So how do we get all these? Don't panic, you don't have to farm them in the item world anymore. You can actually buy them instead now. So place the Roseanne shop evil symbol somewhere on the map. This opens up a unique shop in the Netherworld which sells different items depending on the square it's placed on. Next up, you need to kill Ball. Yep, the good thing is 3 traps and a ball sword are enough to do that. You don't need them perfected either. Now, once Ball is dead, this special shop will sell Gensi Exceeds at the small price of 1 trillion hell. Oh, and did I mention the game's cap is 10 trillion? So, kind of expensive, right? Nope, you can hit that cap in one fight. To find out how though, take a look down the description for a farming method. So, now you have an easy source of Gensi Exceeds, it's time to cap the weapon. Have 50 to 60 Gensi Exceeds and go back into the item world where you left off on floor 99. Advance to floor 100. Kill the item god, then Gensi out. Go back in, kill the item god, and Gensi out again. Keep doing this until the weapon hits the cap of 2.1 million for each stat. Just remember to use 500 of the innocents that boosts that weapon. So for the Great Ballhorn, the innocent in question is the Fencer. This way you won't just get 2.1 million. It will actually give you about 20 million in all stats. Now, it might seem daunting, but the entire process from a base weapon to a fully maxed out level 300 only takes about 3 hours. Much easier and faster than other Disgaea games, I might add. So, that's it. How to create perfect weapons for Disgaea 4. Now, all that's left is to dupe them for each character you want. Want to know how to easily dupe in Disgaea 4? Check out my duping guide. With that said though everybody, I hope this video has helped. If it has, then be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. And if you're new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified for all my future content. Finally, for anybody who wants to help support the channel, why not become a member? All links are down below in the description. As always though, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.